Joining us now from Oyster Bay, Teddy Roosevelt's hometown. If you ever get to Oyster Bay, go up there and see his house. Teddy has you can get a tour. It's a National Heritage Site. Is former Congressman Steve Israel. He owns a bookstore in Oyster Bay, Theodore's, which I like because it has my book, Confronting the President, in the window. I checked it out before I booked Mr. Israel. So all I want from you today as a loyal Democrat is that what strikes you about this historical election? What do you think is most important here?
Well, O'Reilly, thank you for having me on. And yet, you're right, Confronting the Presidents. It's in our bookstore. It's flying off the shelves. It's a great read, by the way. Congratulations on it.
Thank you.
One other thing I want to say, that was a very thorough unpacking of the election. But of everything that you said, the thing that landed most beautifully on my ears was that you're going to give better Christmas bonuses to your employees, and I just hope that. I hope it applies to your guests as well. So that would be very nice.
We don't pay our guests.
I know. At least something.
I'll take you to Tabby's across the street from your bookstore. Best burgers on Long Island.
Listen, I actually agree with more of what you said than I disagree with. Surprisingly, perhaps this is what strikes me. This is what I think went catastrophically wrong for Democrats. And that is that we have lost the ability to assure hardworking Americans who are trying to pay their bills that they are our priorities. I think Chris Matthews was right. When you campaign on a theme of joy, not only is that tone deaf, but it sounds as if you just don't understand what's happening in Americans' lives. There's somebody in Ohio or Wisconsin who's struggling to pay for gas, put their kids through school, save for vacation, and you're telling them that this is about joy. It strikes me as just not resonating. And so for my party, as catastrophic as these results were, and they were catastrophic, I hope that we'll learn a tough lesson.
Well, you got to move back to the center. You can't be the radical progressive Bernie Sanders party. And I know where that's all the money, the Soros money, and all, but you've got to get back to being the old time Democratic Party. I mean, you were a congressman. You didn't govern crazy. You weren't a woke monster. You looked at the issue and you said, oh, okay, what's best?
I'm glad you used that word woke, because what my party needs to do is wake up to the fact that too many Americans and American voters just don't have the faith that they used to in our ability to provide them with economic security, to understand their everyday needs. And look, I never pretended to be the smartest member of Congress, although the competition wasn't always that stiff, but I know my history. When people feel like they lack economic security, they're not going to vote on issues like democracy.
That's right. And you don't provide for them, though. That's where you guys in the Democratic Party make your mistake. You let them do it. You get out of their way because they'll do it. I got people working for me from Honduras, from Africa. They're all legal. They're here with green cards. They work their butts off. They don't want Washington giving them anything. And that's what the Democratic Party doesn't understand. This big colossus doesn't work. You can't drag everybody through life. There's 330 million of us. Last word, Congressman.
Look, I agree that we need to reevaluate our policies and our programs and make sure that we're resonating. But it's also got to be, look, Americans want fairness, and it's got to be fair. And so handing out subsidies to the big corporations that don't need them, but then saying we're going to balance the budget on the backs of hardworking Americans, that doesn't land well either. One final thought, if I can, Bill.
Sure.
Look. If I'm the Republicans, I'm taking a look at the next midterm election. You know better than anyone, because you're a historian, that midterms are brutal for the president's party. And so my advice to Republicans who don't exactly listen to my advice is be careful, because if you go too far, the next election will discipline you. Donald Trump went too far in 2016. Democrats won in 2018.
That's why I said that Trump's got to get off to a fast start, because Grover Cleveland, Trump's compatriot, had a disastrous second term. And Trump has got to get and say, I said I'm going to do this, and he's got to do it. Hey, Congressman, we'll see you soon. We appreciate your expertise.
At the bookstore. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.